Guten Morgen. So I think like most people, I'm playing around with the AI stuff that's been coming out a bit and having some conversations with Chad, which has been enlightening. And one thing that's really reinforced is the fact that we have very little historical information on sled dogs. So if you think about it, even in the fur trade, snowshoes and sled dogs would be the winter equivalent to the canoe and the York boats. And we have a Canadian Canoe Museum. There's endless amounts of books on canoes. There's a whole concept of canoe culture. Um, we don't really have much of that for dog sledding. Asking Chad and having conversations with Chad, asking him about what he knows about dog sledding history in Ontario specifically, it's kind of sad. And I realized that this is so niche and the information that's on the internet is so bad. Like, I mean, the answers were just terrible. And it's something where I don't even know if I can blame the technology. It's just the information is not there. Nobody ever asked the questions. So, even give you a local example, we have a paper mill that operated 100 years ago, very famous paper mill, the Abitibi paper mill, provided newspaper print for the New York Times. And they employed dozens of young gentlemen who would go out with sled dog teams to scout areas, stands of timber. And when I was at the Iroquois Falls Museum, one of the first questions I had was, well, did the company have a dog yard? I mean, how many animals did they keep? How were they kept? Were they owned by the company? Were they owned by employees? Where did the dogs come from? Was there a breeding program? I mean, just all the general questions that as a musher I would ask, and nobody knows. There's no information. So there's very little detail. Everybody know, oh yeah, sled dogs were important, but as far as how they were housed, where they came from, bred, stories, all these things, they weren't written down. I think part of that is that in Ontario we had a very fast transition from using sled dogs to mechanization. But just to show you how important they were, the skidoo used to be called, or was originally called the ski dog. And Mr. Bombardier invented it after his son died because they couldn't get him 15 kilometers to a hospital. I believe 15 or 20. So, I mean, these dogs used to be a part of everyday life for pretty much anyone in Canada. Now we don't know much about them. We've lost that part of history. Happy trails.